Ms. Colleen Kelly.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Durbin, Ranking Member Grassley, members of the committee. Thank you for this opportunity to share my story. I'm a family nurse practitioner in the Bronx, New York, and the mother of 3 grown children. My younger brother, Bill, was killed in the North Tower of the World Trade Center on September 11th. Bill was 30 years old and starting to really come into his own. He was a decent chef, bartender, an ever-hopeful duck hunter, and a guy as comfortable in surfing shorts as in a business suit. Bill worked at Bloomberg Trade Book, and his 4 sisters would fight over who got to be Bill's date at the annual holiday party. Bill didn't work at the Trade Center. He happened to be there for a conference that he had repeatedly asked his boss for permission to attend. Bill's boss acquiesced, so in a twist of fate, Bill was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Bill sent messages to his coworkers saying he was trapped, and at first he was hopeful that the fire department would save him. 343 firefighters lost their lives that day, attempting to do just that. I tell you this to emphasize that each of the 2,977 people murdered on September 11th has a family, has coworkers, and friends. And for all of us in this country, there's been no justice or no accountability as yet. Bill, my sisters, and I grew up in a divided household of sorts. My mom is a Democrat and my dad's a Republican. So I feel pretty comfortable sitting here today in another divided household. This feels like my family dinner table with a few extra friends. Last week, I asked my 84-year-old father for his thoughts about the 9/11 military commissions. His reply, "This is not justice." After 9/11, I co-founded September 11th Families for Peaceful Tomorrows. Each of our 260 members lost a relative of 9/11. We believe that the rule of law is a bedrock principle of our nation. And after 9/11, we expected our government to uphold the rule of law in seeking accountability for our relatives' deaths. Yet this has failed to happen. Peaceful Tomorrows obtained official observer status in the commissions because we felt it was important to bear witness not only for our loved ones, but for the outside world. So I come to the following conclusions, having observed the commissions both firsthand at Guantanamo and at family viewing sites. 5 men in Guantanamo stand accused of planning and supporting the 9/11 attacks. A trial has not begun. Instead, we have heard 9.5 years of argument in pre-trial hearings. And instead of learning how and why the attacks that killed our family members were carried out, we have listened to seemingly endless litigation, largely concerned with obtaining classified information about the defendants' torture. Families have watched in frustration as one judge after another has been replaced. There is a new acting chief prosecutor, a soon-to-be new chief defense counsel, a new learned counsel for one of the 5 defendants, and numerous other changes. I've lost count of the number of convening authorities, but I know it's more than 10. In May of 2012, I sat with my dear friend Rita Lassar watching the arraignment of the 9/11 accused. Rita's brother Abe died when he stayed behind to assist a disabled coworker on the 27th floor of the North Tower. Rita is now deceased. In 2017, I was on the plane to Guantanamo with Lee Hansen, the only 9/11 family member to be deposed in the pre-trial hearings. Lee Hansen lost his son, his daughter-in-law, and his granddaughter on Flight 175. Mr. Hansen is now deceased. In 2019, I was on a boat crossing Guantanamo Bay with Alice Hoagland, mother of Flight 93 hero Mark Bingham. Alice Hoagland is now deceased. The point is that family members want a measure of accountability and justice before our deaths. Today, I'm asking this commission to acknowledge that the military commissions have failed and to help us gain some form of resolution through plea agreements in the 9/11 case. We understand that in exchange for guilty pleas, the government would likely drop the death penalty. What we would hope to finally get, however, is answers to our questions about 9/11, information we've been denied for 2 decades. Some may not see this as justice. Indeed, it is not the outcome that our organization advocated for at our founding, but it is a way forward. 20 years ago, while people around the globe watched the towers burn, I watched my brother Bill being murdered, one agonizing moment after another. My family still does not have any of my brother's remains. So I'm asking this committee to deliver the next best thing, a resolution to the 9/11 cases that provides justice for the deaths of our family members, answers to our questions, accountability for unlawful acts, and a path to closing Guantanamo. Perhaps then this long-festering, collective national wound can finally begin to heal. Thank you, and I look forward to discussing further.